Hello, I'm Isabella, um, and I want to talk about mental health today. Um, I'm making this discussion video because it's so important to me, and I haven't been vocal about it the past 2 years because of the relationship I've had to social media, but I'm ready to talk about it again. 2 years ago, I was making mental illness documentaries and a short film on it, and I was really ready to share things with the world, but the past 2 years, social media has felt toxic to me until recently, where I've seen more people advocate for meaningful things. I can't sit on social media and look at other people's lives where they make it seem like it's perfect and makes me feel like mine's not, even though that's not even attainable. I unfortunately compare myself to others at times, and although I try not to, it's so hard, especially as someone who's an aspiring artist who wants to be in the entertainment industry. Every day I see beautiful women and I can't help but feel less than myself, and that took a toll on my mental health, and so I decided to distance myself from it, and I didn't upload much. And honestly, I'm really glad to some degree, because it made me realize that, I want to be transparent when I do come back to social media. I don't want to put up this facade of what life is like for me, because it's not. I'm not going to just try to throw out a bunch of pictures of me with friends living it up, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm not going to post pictures of me when I'm happy, when I'm actually not. Because social media, although it can be so incredibly helpful, it can also be so detrimental if taken the wrong way, if not properly educated. Because honestly, I just felt like, oh my gosh, the only thing that people seem to care about is not what I have to say about things that I thought were important. It's about the way you look. It's about just all of the good things. And I get that social media can be a great escape, but it is also the best way to inform people. And thankfully, I think the past couple months, with unfortunately everything going on, I think people are starting to realize that, and that's why I feel ready to come back to social media and try to make a difference. It's just hard for me sometimes when I felt like I was trying to convey a message and people only hear it when it's coming from a celebrity or someone with a huge influence. And although that's absolutely amazing that they're using their platform, the average person does not have the same resources that they do. They do not have the same support base. And so I do feel like, even though I don't have a following per se, that my voice does still matter, and so does everyone else's. And so I'm here to stay to just talk about my own story. And for the longest time, even though I would create films about mental health, I wasn't open about my own struggles, because I was still worried about the stigma, because I still want to come across as strong, because I was worried about employers seeing me as unfit. But that's not the truth, because I have found ways to cope, effective ways, and I'm capable and competent, and so is everyone else, even when you're not okay. And most importantly, people need to realize it's okay to not be okay. So I live with anxiety. I have for a long time. It's gotten really bad lately with everything going on, and I know I'm not alone with that. And that's the thing, though. I feel like we can be told 1,000 times over that you're okay, you're going to be okay. Not being okay is also fine. You're not alone. But how many of us actually process that? Because I know when I'm told you're not alone, for some reason I will always find a reason to feel like I am alone, like I'm stuck and I'm trapped. And I do believe it's because we don't have enough people sharing their stories, and it's a hard thing to share your story and to share your struggles. But I believe if we slowly can do that, that things can change, because people will feel a connection. And that's why I believe transparency in social media is so freaking important, So it's okay to feel alone. Sometimes in loneliness, you find out so much about yourself. It's just important to know that there are people that feel alone with you. in your loneliness, we are all together, I think, especially now. In regards to not being okay, I feel like I always put on this, not facade, because I love people, I love being happy around people, I love making people happy. But when I come home, I'm not always happy with myself. And for the longest time, I thought the only way that I could love myself was through loving others. But really, it's so much more than that. It really is not just sitting back and saying, self-love will come when I just become independent. You have to work for it. Today, for the first time, I was really starting to feel, I was actively saying, I am going to try to love myself. I took my puppy out for a run. I played some energetic music, and I just ran, and I suck at running. And it hurts more when I run, but I just did it. And I just tried to think about all of those things that I felt like I wasn't good enough at, or I wasn't good enough for someone, and I just ran, and it just felt so good to let that energy out. And to feel like at the end, when I stopped running, to tell myself I am enough. I encourage you guys to do that if you're physically capable, or finding another way to literally just sit down and say, what is it that I love about myself, or what is it that I can do? I think in your loneliness, if you can try to find a way to really embrace yourself, it's hard, but I think it's worth it. And yeah, I think right now with everything going on, I have been feeling so hopeless. Like, I came off of a really good year last year, and now for a long time I felt incompetent, like meaningless, like purposeless, because I've been unemployed. I have felt like people haven't cared as much as I've cared about them. My dog passed away. My puppy, I feel like, hates me, which they're little things, and I know I'm so privileged to even have the opportunity to live at home with my family while I've been unemployed. But stuff like that really gets to you, and at first I was so ashamed of being unemployed, and thankfully I just recently found a job, but you really shouldn't be, because your worth is not in a job. It's not in your grades. It's not in your relationship with other people. It's in your relationship with yourself, and your ability to be happy with solely yourself and the world around you, no matter what. And I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I don't really care. I just want to talk about how I struggle. You all struggle, and I really think it'd be amazing if anyone who's willing to share their story, or just share their struggles and how they feel about mental health. I think we can really create bridges and connect with people. And that's what I love more than anything, is being able to bring people together in some way through artistry. Usually, I mean, that's my dream, is to be an artist that creates work that inspires people to just to inspire others, to create a chain, to be happy, to embrace the flaws, to embrace their illnesses, and know that they're beautiful still, and their lives are beautiful. And I'm tired of being a hypocrite and trying to help other people when I have not really been helping myself. So when you tell someone or give someone advice, I encourage you to keep telling yourself that too, and take those words to heart, because you are equally as worth that advice as the person you're giving it to. I'm tired of pretending that I'm always okay, because I'm not. That's fine. I know things are gonna get better, and I think slowly they are for me personally. And for anyone out there, I know there's a lot of issues in the world. I think it's important to know that someone out there cares. You are enough. More importantly, really try to take the time to show yourself that you are enough, and you are so worth your own love first. That's what I have to say. This was a rambling video. I don't think I'm gonna cut it. This is just here. I just want to be transparent. That's what I have to say. Let's keep fighting. So